So John Cena retired, okay? And I caught something amazing. It was his last match Saturday, December 13th at WWE's Saturday Night's Main Event, where he lost to Gunther in an emotional retirement match, okay? Leaving his boots in the ring as a farewell to WWE universe. So, what was amazing? Let's see if this will play. So look, he bows. You see that? Look at he bows up there before he leaves. You see that? So he bows, and man, that reminds me of the Truman Show with the bow, right? Truman Burbank. And, everybody says that John Cena and Jim Carrey look awfully similar. Isn't that amazing? And I watched that movie again recently. Now, I don't see a lot of pro wrestlers bow when they retire. He gives one final bow as he leaves the world stage, right? You see that? So, and then Cena with the bow. He leaves his shoes and his stuff in the ring right there. Look at that. And isn't that amazing? As he leaves the stage. Right? Truman Burbank. Again, right there. Truman Burbank, iconic final gesture and words. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. As he bows to his audience and steps out of his fabricated world into reality, symbolizing his freedom and quiet rebellion. Right? As he reached that end of the end of the world, you know at the end of the water or whatever, he like ran into a wall. Right? Isn't that amazing? And that, kind of like Cena, right? And with them looking identical, as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy crap, right? A traditional gesture, bowing, signifying the end of his legendary career. Again, where he lost by submission to elevate the younger superstar Gunther, leaving his career in the leaving his gear in the ring. Isn't that amazing though? Right? And with them looking like identical. Remember John Kerry or Jim Carrey, JC, John Cena, JC. Is that actually them side by side? Just like showing us? Is that real? Isn't that amazing?
People are starting to believe Jim Carrey plays the role of many different celebrities behind a mask. Many people think that John Cena died in a car accident back in July 2016.
That's wild, isn't it? So I don't know if you heard that, but I pause it because you can at least see it. This TikTok video here talking about it. They say many people thought John Cena died in a car crash in July 2016. Okay, and they're calling it like conspiracy theory or whatever. But that's interesting. 2016, right? Look at the Truman Show release date. It said premiering in Westwood, California on the first day of the 6th month, which is 16. You get this other date up here, June 5th in the United States, but it says premiering earlier in Westwood, California. Look, the first day of the 6th month, 1 6, which is like 2016, right? 1 6. Isn't that wild? And there's something else that's trending right now that connects to this as well. Okay. So it's with that 1 6 that you see right there. So many people think John Cena died in a car crash 2016. The conspiracies like, oh, Jim Carrey's wearing a mask or whatever, blah, 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 a bodysuit. Remember, Jim Carrey was in the movie The Mask. And isn't that amazing? Because the guy who was in The Mask just died, Peter Green. That's amazing, okay? This guy just died, Peter Green. That's interesting. He was in The Mask, and look, The Mask, look at the character is green. You see that? That's amazing. And look, you get a 16 right there. Look at that. October 16, whatever they're speaking of right there, you get a 16 again. Holy crap, right? So he was in The Mask. So this all connects, and I think this all reveals the truth. But back to that 16 real quick, because Amy Schumer is trending. Her and her husband, I can't think of his name at the moment, but I'm about to drop the decode. I just can't remember his name. But look at her birthday, the first day of the 6th month. That's that same early release as the Truman Show, right? First day of the 6th month. It's another 16. But look at her name, Amy Schumer Truman Show. You get it? Right? Schumer Show. Truman Schumer. You see that? Truman Show. Amy Schumer. You see that? This stuff is all with the language, man. I'm telling you, it's all with the language. You get the bow in the Truman Show. Jim character. That's amazing, man. You get the bow with Jim Carrey. You get the bow with John Cena as he leaves the world stage, like Jim Carrey. I had to come with that video, man. There's probably more connections if you were to go deeper. That's absolutely amazing. Okay? Until next time.